Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for June the 11th. I am going to start off with an overall energy, and then after that, we'll look at cards for each sign along the way. So, if you know your sun sign, you can get a tad bit of juice out of a quick little read like this. If you know your rising sign and your house system, then you can actually pull quite a bit of good information from a quick little read like this. All right, overall energy. Woohoo. What do we have here? We have the Magician showing up in reverse. Now, the Magician in reverse feels to me like frustration. Feels like there may be something going on for a lot of us where we are uh, trying to accomplish something and we know all the things, we know all the steps we're supposed to do to accomplish whatever this might happen to be. We're going through all those motions, yet we feel like we're beating our heads against the wall. That's no fun. And the advice on this card always, when it comes up in that way, is to make sure that we involve Sacred Spirit in whatever it is that we're trying to do. So whether we do that with old-fashioned prayer or older-fashioned ceremony, however we involve Sacred Spirit, we want to involve Sacred Spirit on whatever this is where we're feeling frustrated today. Okay? But on the energy, we don't see us involving Sacred Spirit. So if we do that, we may make my cards today liars, liars, pants on fires. Well, hopefully not on fire. There are some times when you wish that your reading would not be the truth. This is one of those days, this frustration and not moving forward, even though we're going through all the motions we know we need to go through. So I would rather not see that come true. I'd rather see us all call on Sacred Spirit and actually make some progress and feel good about the progress that we're making. All right, that's enough blabbering. Time to get off of that explanation and move on. Aries, what do we have? We have the World showing up for you. This just tells me that there's something that you were trying to wrap up, complete, and finish. And with that frustration card, this just says, call on Sacred Spirit to help you with that, and you'll be just fine. I really like how it came in right side up, which means that, we have the potential to change the energy by getting Sacred Spirit involved. Next up, we're looking at Taurus. Page of Pentacles. This talks about good news about money or material things. We're working on manifesting that. So make sure we involve Sacred Spirit in that. Don't try to do it all by ourselves. Next up, we're looking at Gemini. Gemini. Knight of Wands coming up in reverse. Geminis, I think you're just trying to get to a point where you're not so distracted and where you can really focus on something. You're working on improving your attention span or improving your focus. Ask Sacred Spirit to help you give those insider tips and tricks. Cancer. You guys are up next. Let's see what's going on here. Cancer. Five of Cups in reverse. Oh, this is a tricky one, Cancers. This talks about like forgiving somebody or letting something go that, was it it didn't feel good. A lot of different ways that it could come through as not feeling good, but it was disappointment. It was a disappointment, okay? And what you're working on is letting go of that disappointment, not harboring that, not holding on to that, not carrying the weight of that around with you. That's what you're working on today. Remember, get Sacred Spirit involved so that you can let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. My mom used to always say that I couldn't carry a tune if I had a bucket. Boop-a-da-doo. Well, I mean, she would probably say it if I sang in front of her again, too, still. It's not like she's not around. She just hasn't said it in a while. All right, let's look at Leo. Leo. La Diablo. What I'm feeling here, Leo, excuse me, I almost called you Lebo because of Diablo. No, what I'm feeling here for you, Leo, is that there is some kind of fear that you're working on getting past. maybe even an old paradigm that has you afraid of something that really you don't have to be afraid of it. It's not it's not something that is actually in reality a threat, at least not near as big a threat as what you're giving it credit for. And so you want to call on Sacred Spirit to help you overcome that fear. This is not a rational fear. Okay. This is it could be an obsessive fear, or it could just be, yeah, it's an irrational fear. Call on Sacred Spirit to help you get past that. And that's for Leo. Next up, we're looking at a Virgo. Virgos, what you guys are trying to improve is your self-esteem with La Force card coming up. That would be like strength in a traditional deck. And it's coming up in reverse. That basically says you're working on improving your self-esteem. It's kind of taking a hit. You're not feeling like your normal, confident, swaggering self here, Virgos. And so, I don't know if Virgos really ever swagger, do they? Probably not. Anyway, you're not feeling like your normal, confident self. You're working on improving that self-esteem. Remember, ask Sacred Spirit to help you. Going through all the other motions. Well, just doing stuff. Get Sacred Spirit to help you. And that stuff can make an impact. All right, Libra, your card fell. And it's interesting, it fell exactly sideways. So guess what? I'm going to read it like that. Basically got the King of Pentacles coming in sideways. So what's going on here? Libras, I think you're trying to find the perfect balance today between spending money on today and having money for your future, and looking for that balance with this card coming in sideways like this. I mean, it came in perfectly horizontal, not a little this way, not a little that way. I think you're really looking for that balance, that stable, that stable place between spending just the right amount of money now and saving just the right amount of money for later. Next up, we're going to look at Scorpios. By the way, Libras, same reminder as I gave everybody else. Get spirit involved in this situation. Scorpio, Scorpio. La Justice showing up in reverse. What is going on here, Scorpios? We have a situation where the world does not seem fair to us today. Seems like somebody has made a decision that is not the most fair decision. And so we are working on, what do we do with this decision? How do we move forward? Probably was a little bit of a surprise to us. It was not what we were expecting. And so with that decision going in here, I think what we're working on is figuring out, okay, what are we going to do going forward? If that's, I don't think we're figuring out how are we going to fight this decision. I don't think we're putting our energy or effort towards that. I think we're putting our energy or effort towards, okay, so if that's the decision, how do I accomplish the goals that I have set out to do? What do I have to adjust to still be able to accomplish my goals? That's what I see going on here. This is one of those things, just like everybody else, involve Sacred Spirit, and will be a lot more successful in doing that than otherwise. Next up, we're looking at Sagittarius. All right, guys, Sagittarius. You guys have the Ten of Batons or the Ten of Wands showing up in reverse. Oh, Sagittarius, you're just trying to put down some responsibilities. You're trying to weed out things that are not priorities to you, and you're trying to say the word no. Not all the time, but once in a while. You're having a really hard time figuring out what responsibilities you need to lay down. But the thing is, I think you're overloaded right now. You're overloaded, at least at the beginning of the day. And I think you're weeding out some of these responsibilities because you know you need to for your own sanity's sake. Ask Sacred Spirit to help you prioritize and figure out which ones you need to let go of. Get sacred spirit involved. Capricorn. Four batons showing up in reverse. Capricorn, I feel like you're trying to be more objective about something than what you have been. You've been a little frustrated with that. Ask sacred spirit to help you with that perspective so that you can, so that you can be more objective about this. Get a little bit of distance from the situation, at least emotionally. Aquarius. Three of Wands. You're working on making some long-term plans, potentially even travel plans. Doesn't have to be travel though. And it looks to me like that you're having a hard time getting those plans to come together. Maybe your schedule is just not really conducive for what you want to do, or maybe you're trying to schedule with a bunch of people. I just feel like scheduling kind of is the issue here. Ask sacred spirit to help and get involved in that. You'll see things start falling together a little bit better. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. Always last but never least. What do we have for you guys? For the Pisces ladies and gents in the crowd, what do we have? Boop-ba-da-doo-doo, boop-ba-da-doo. Three of Cups coming up in reverse. Pisces, what I'm feeling like here is you're working on setting boundaries with somebody who you would consider a friend, or at least loosely a friend, but they've been a little bit annoying lately. And so you're working on how can I set boundaries with that person? Get sacred spirit involved, let them help you. Sometimes when we get sacred spirit involved with setting boundaries, it can work out really interestingly where we don't have the heart to say no. Sometimes the other person comes up to us and says, you know what? I really don't need your help with this. I really don't need you to be here for that, or whatever it might happen to be. Not saying that's exactly going to happen to all of you, Pisces, but it is worth considering that it's a possibility if we get sacred spirit involved in this idea of setting boundaries between ourselves and people who are really not conducive to our happiness or not conducive to our success. You know, people that are getting on our nerves or dragging us down. Psychic vampires, let's just say it. Setting boundaries between you and some psychic vampires here. All right, so that's what I've got for today. Thank you all very much for being here and spending some of your precious time with me. Remember, you guys are the ones in charge of getting these videos out to the world. So remember to put thumbs up, share them, and put comments down below so that YouTube knows to feed these to more people. I should say to serve these to more people. They're not going to shove a video down anyone's throat. But anyway, thank you guys for all your support in that. And what else? Of course, I'm doing readings and Reiki sessions today. So if you need one, just check out the information at my website there. All my contact information is there. Go ahead and get a hold of me. We'll get you taken care of quick, quick. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.